Good evening to you. It is Sunday, November 16th, 9:58 p.m. Your Purdue Boilermakers have just improved their season record to 4-0 by beating the Akron Zips, the back-to-back MAC champs, Akron Zips, 97-79. How'd they do it? Well, they did it with balance. They did it with a real offensive team effort. Really, really fun game to watch, especially in the second half. Things started going. A lot of good stuff was happening in the game. I'll talk about the things that I really enjoyed seeing, but just a great effort and a fun game, a fun follow up to the Alabama win. There wasn't really much of a hangover or a letdown. In case you're wondering, yes, about 20 hours ago, I was in Seattle, kind of doing a half-assed broadcast, a post game with my buddies, Jay and Anish, and even Jay's son. And today, back in Indiana, quick trip. And I can tell you, this game tonight was such salve to the wound of last night. So I'm gonna talk about that too. Before I do it, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to AJ's. If you're on Purdue's campus and you've just watched Purdue play a very efficient, beautiful form of offense, what do? Well, you head towards the fire station. You probably jog down there. It's not too cool right now. It's kind of nice. Get to the fire station, turn left, go in, see your friends Adam and Jake at AJ's. Burgers, beef, beer. Maybe you get a boiled sports magnet at the bottom of your pint. Who knows? Maybe get a mixed drink. I don't know. Do what you want to do. You know what? Here's the cool thing. You can do it all there. It's AJ's. AJ's is like Disney World, but with food. Burgers, beef, beer, AJ's. EatAJ's.com. Also, if you need a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a hat, like I said, I keep talking about these jackets. Check out the retro 90s style jackets they've got. They've got a Purdue one. They also got some blacked out stuff. We got a lot of variety that they didn't have even a year ago. I think the guys at Home Field Apparel, guys and girls, Connor specifically, they just keep getting better. Homefieldapparel.com. Check out Home Field Apparel, especially as you're doing your Christmas shopping. All right, so here, first thing. Let me apologize to everyone for my overall mood of last night's postgame. I was not happy after that game, not because I didn't enjoy the time out in Seattle with my friends, but just down on the whole thing. And I know many of you feel the same way. I've gotten a lot of comments from you guys saying, well, I'm not watching them anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up on the season. I'm going to go to the IU game. But at the same time, I hate feeling that way, and I hate broadcasting that way, but it was kind of a natural thing. Also, I was incredibly tired last night. It's like everything hit me. I slept an hour and a half or 2 hours after the Alabama game before flying out in a very early flight. Then I didn't really sleep very much the next 2 days, and slept quite a bit today on the flights into Indy. But yeah, feel better. And watching Purdue basketball makes you feel better. Well, why does it make you feel better? Why did tonight's game make you feel better if you're trying to figure it out? Well, here's a couple things that you might have liked. Number one, balance of scoring. Purdue was more balanced in their scoring than I can remember them being. I can't quite understand the factoid, but here's what we know. 3 Purdue players had double-doubles. You had Smith with his double-double as a combo of points and assists, and then you had Clough and TKR both with points and rebounds. I'll dig in specifically what their double-doubles look like. But it was like the first time I think that had happened at Purdue since 1977. And then somebody told me, no, it was the 4th time in college basketball that's happened since 1977. I'm sure Cobra Stats could tell me the specific what happened, but I got really confused. I'm just going to go with it's been a long time since we've seen that happen. Also, you saw a ton of guys doing new things. You see Omer Meyer is getting super comfortable. He played a ton of minutes, and Smith got to rest. That's a big picture, real positive. That's something we've all wanted to see, and we got to see Omer Meyer starting to get comfortable at the point, too. That was really, really fun. Smith's minutes were kept incredibly low for him. It's not like he didn't play, but he got to keep some miles off those tires. That's a big deal. Also, Oscar Clough is starting to look extremely comfortable, and Trey Kaufman-Renn in this power forward role is an absolute monster when he goes after rebounds. He flies in there like he didn't do all last year, and that's really heartening. It's really good for the soul as we watch that happen. I'm gonna jump on the stats real quickly because a lot of you guys are here. I want to talk to everybody. But like I said, Purdue improves to 4-0. Another interesting thing, there are a couple interesting sidebars, but one thing was Liam Murphy was in street clothes. He didn't play today, in case you're wondering why didn't he get in the game. Because I think versus Alabama, he didn't get in, but he was in uniform. But today, he was in street clothes and didn't play. Also, Antoine West continues to dress like he goes through warm-ups, takes off the warm-up, and then he doesn't play. I don't know if there's any official word if he's redshirting, but I'm pretty sure he's redshirting. It just seems like it. Purdue wins by, what was it, 18 points, 97-79, almost gets 100 points. Aaron Fine got in the game at the end. Jace Rail got in at the end. Fine had a great drive. He's pretty quick. For those of you who aren't from Central Indiana and you kind of don't know the history, Aaron Fine was kind of a terror when he played at Noblesville, and he can still beat people up. He's kind of a poor man's Braden Smith when you watch him without the ball. So really, really cool. So let's see. Trey Kaufman-Renn in 27 minutes had 17 points, 15 boards, an assist, a steal, and a block. Really, really nice stat stuffing game. Let's see how many of those are offensive. 7 offensive rebounds. Purdue was extending possessions. The funny thing, when they didn't have Clough and TKR, you probably noticed Akron's possessions were longer. And that was something that I don't think Painter's trying to make a lesson. I think he's trying to get Jacobson, and he's trying to kind of make a statement. You can do it, but you're just not doing it right now, right? He's not going and cleaning the glass like he's capable of doing. Oscar Clough in 21 minutes of play, 14 points, 14 boards, an assist, and a block as well. Braden Smith in 27 minutes. Remember, last year, Braden Smith averaged over 37 minutes a game. He's not playing that type of minutes now. This is exactly what we had hoped would happen with Meyer coming up, being able to spell him. Granted, the Alabama game is different because Smith had unusual foul trouble, and so Meyer had to play in that first half, but you could see versus Alabama, Meyer was getting comfortable, and tonight he was really, really comfortable. So what does that look like? When Omer Meyer's comfortable in 23 minutes of play, he had 14 points, 4 boards, 6 assists, and 2 steals. You can start saying, the guy's looking the part. He's looking like as he was advertised. Really good to see. Fletch Lawyer, he did most of his work in the first half, if I remember correctly, but he finishes with 16 points, and that was on 3 of 6 from 3. Let's see, Purdue shot just under 40% from 3. Part of that is because at the end of the game, I think a couple were put up. Purdue was very patient. If you look at the contrast of how these two teams played, Akron put up 10 more three-pointers, shot the same, just under 40%, but again, just like the Alabama game on a lesser scale, Purdue dominated the glass again. 45 boards to 26. That is a big deal. And it's really showing with Clough and TKR together, this team's pretty deadly. Jacobson came off the bench in 19 minutes, had 9 points. A couple boards. He had 4 block shots. A couple of them were really easy, and he also had a really boneheaded foul that they called a flagrant one, which was probably a bit much. It was a dumb foul. Don't get me wrong. It was a dumb foul by Jacobson, but the refs gave him the flagrant one. What else? Anything else get my attention? Benter didn't play a ton, only in 13 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, he only shot 1 time. That's what I'm saying. A couple of boards, but I think he's kind of accepting his role right now. He'll take it as it comes, and when he's given the opportunity, he'll take the shots. Let's see. Purdue has another. Do they have another tune-up before the? I think they do. Yeah, they got the Memphis game is next on the 20th. So 4 days from now, they're back at it, and we get to enjoy this again. It's such a contrast of how much fun it is. Like, football is drudgery right now, and I wish it wasn't. I got to talk to a couple parents of football players during this trip. And I never tell, I didn't ask for permission. It wasn't an interview, but I got some pretty good insights in the way they're thinking. This is hard on everybody. That's the big thing. The football effort is hard on everybody, and tough on those families. Those families, they travel. I mean, it's pretty cool to see them there, but honestly, I hate seeing the way they react. I can very much empathize with how upset they are with their kids getting their ass kicked every week. And, yeah, it's rough. really rough right now. All right, you guys, a lot of you guys are here, so let's talk a little bit. Zach Welch is first, Boiler Up. Frail Hammer's first. And I think you can still do that even though Caleb is gone into greener pastures. You can still use the first. And Marshall Briggs says he's also first, but Frail Hammer gets the credit. The Noodle, yeehaw. Let's see. Levi Diener says, love seeing Meyer get rolling. Same. Macy the Great Noel says, GG. What's GG? Good game. Good game. Great game. Hosehead says Akron has a good team. That's a good one. Yeah, I think it's easy to discount what Akron is. Remember, they got Gross, the old Illinois coach, as their head coach, and they've won 2 straight MAC championships. They're a really, really good team. And this is all by design. Painter goes and gets tough teams. The next game, Memphis, is always athletic. It'll be another test, a different style of play. They'll have a bunch of guys with a bunch of length. I haven't watched Memphis play this year, but that's kind of how Memphis always looks under Penny Hardaway. So another style of play. Another thing Paint wants this team to get good at is just playing different types of styles and being able to still play their game. So another good game's coming up here in 4 days. Nita Beanverse says, I'm a fan of Purdue's decision to make rebounding a priority. Heck yeah. And it's incredible how much better everything works when you get additional looks, right? It's that simple. So Denver Graham says triple double. Yes, exactly. So that's a ton of fun. Adam P loves Clough, loves what he's seeing there. Jerry Huff says this game was great palate cleanser from yesterday's football game. Chuffed for Clough. I don't know what chuff means, but sounds good. Yeah, it was. And I don't know how many of you guys watched last night. I really don't. But you could tell. I mean, we were in the dumps, Anish, Jay, and I, and good to get out to Seattle. I'd been there a couple times, and I do suggest. Again, I said this last night, but I do suggest if you get a chance to go to a game in that stadium, it's totally worth it. It's a beautiful place, but maybe go over there when you don't have vested interest like we did. Their crowd is really dialed in. They're educated. They were loud. So loud at the right times. Very, very, I mean, I don't know if it comes across on TV, but they've always been loud. But yeah, Washington football fans are awesome. Let's see. Nick Cristiano says the rebounding is incredible. TKR and Clough cleaning up is so refreshing. And the way they're attacking that glass to me is really fun to watch. Like, it's different than Edey dominating, of course. It's different than the way Biggie rebounded, because both of these guys are so different. Like, Clough is good at holding things down, blocking out well, and TKR is flying in with reckless abandon. I love it. And I love to see, the other thing I love to see is how Clough is finishing around the rim. He looks like he's getting comfortable enough that he's trying to tear that thing off. So it's really, really good to see. They come a long way in a short time. Kurt Schnipple says, everyone is beautiful, especially this one. I agree, though. The Noodle says, Clough dominate on the boards. Nice to see. Greg Mitchell says, Clough is what they said he is. 10-minute stretch without giving Akron a single rebound. 10 minutes. Yeah. And the funny thing is about that one right there is the way he keeps guys away from the rim. I know Akron's a little undersized, and I don't think Purdue's going to play a ton of teams like that in the Big Ten. But it's not a schlep of a team. I can't stress that enough. And the way Clough kept them off the glass was just awesome. T1D Steve says Omer and Clough are physically imposing men on the floor. Todd Schlichter says, I hope I said that right. Schlichter says only thing missing so far is Cox or Harris having a breakout game. Agreed. And I think it's funny. I have many Purdue fans. They'll text me, friends of mine. They'll text me things about, should we be worried about this? Should we be worried about that? I'm not worried about anything. I'm really not. I think we should just, again, enjoy the process of this thing. We can overanalyze this to death, but I think you're going to miss some of the fun if you do that. So take it for what it's worth. Let's see. Dan G says, who's going to the Baja Mar games? I am not. I wish I could. But yeah, I wonder if anybody says they're going to go on here. That'd be really cool to go to those. I haven't been to one of those tournaments. It's been a goal of mine for 10, 15 years to get to one of those. I would love to go to a couple of these. So I have to live vicariously through you all in the comment section here. And if you do go, please come and check in from where are these ones? This game. You guys can tell me. I forget. Is that San Diego? Is that where the Baja Mar games are? I think that's right. Let's see. Blake Vidmer says Omar interview is now on WAZY right now. It's probably over now. Jay Westfall says, missed the broadcast. What did Jacobson do to get tagged for a flagrant one at the end? Yeah, so he was kind of frustrated. It was like there's a guy trying to grab his arm, a shorter guy, and he pulls down the rebound with one arm. And then he takes his off right arm and just shoves the guy for no good reason. I mean, it was a legit dumb foul. I guess it's outside of the play, so that's why they call it an F1 by the letter of the law. It was dumb. So, yeah, it was silly. You'll find it out there. It wasn't that big of a deal. Just still dumb. There were some moments. Yeah, officials annoy me. You guys know that if you've been here for a while. Hosehead says Omar is Chris Kramer lookalike. Yeah, my wife and daughter agree with that. And yeah, they both are really excited, a little too excited, honestly, when Omar gets in there and gets some runs. So, but good. It keeps the eyes on the game. That's a good thing. Let's see. Let me go down a little bit. M3 Adjuster says agreed at Hosehead. Robbie Hummel said Omar looks like Kramer as a junior. Yeah, it's that build. I mean, the dude is put together. So something little annoyance for me. I don't know if you guys are like this, but I don't like I know I sound like I'm 100 years old. I'm just going to go with it though. I don't like the color, like Smith wears blue shoes and Omar's wearing like pink shoes, like a infrared hot pink. I'm old school. I like the teams to, like in the 90s, I liked it when the teams would all come out in black shoes. I thought that was badass, but I know it's a different era. I know I sound like an old person, and my friends who are in Gen Z can let me have it now if they'd like to. Andy in Colorado says, great win. Agreed. Let's get down. Boiler Fool says, dude, rough night last night. Right there with you, except I could turn it off. Exactly. So I'm not a big leaving a game early guy, but I left early. I'll fully admit it. I left in the third quarter. And I was down underneath in the concourse. They have huge wide concourses at was it Alaska Air Stadium. So it's nice. I also got some garlic French fries, which was really, really good. Bilbo Shankin's Billy said he had the pork tacos. They had good food there too. It's a big time place. That's one thing. Washington's it's a great stadium. It's a great stadium. Totally worth going, but at the same time, totally infuriating. If I'm just being really frank, Purdue not showing up just kills me. And I don't care what opponent it is, but the fact that I spent some money on this, and the guys spent money, and there was a decent amount of Purdue fans there. I know you probably couldn't hear us, but you could hear me sarcastically yelling. The Purdue fans that traveled out there deserve a better show, and the Purdue fans watching on TV deserve a better show. And I know the coaches want to be more, but there are a couple things we'll talk about in a handsome hour. I've got a couple theories that are brewing about why this team is this bad at this point. But we'll talk later. Let's see. Let me get down here. Bendover says Smith, TKR, and Lawyer and inevitable. Clough is a big man. Omer Meyer is just handsome. Exactly. See you in Indy. Exactly. He is handsome. Dan G says IU had a tough game tonight against Incarnate Word. Yeah, I tuned in for the last 5 minutes of that because it ran up against the Purdue game. And they didn't look as good as they did versus Marquette. I think we can say that. I mean, it's pre-con. But and they're not in a rebuild, but they're in a refresh at IU, if nothing else. They're trying to figure out who they are. But that's not the greatest IU game. Marshall Briggs says, did you notice TKR wearing some kind of brace under his jersey? Okay, yeah. So I can tell you what this is. My wife asked this too. I know what this is. Is he still hurt? Hate for him to push too hard. No. So what he's wearing the equivalent of a flak jacket. Braden Smith wears it as well. I don't know which brand he wears, but generally they're like hexagonal foam pads. So it allows flexing, but those guys catch a lot in the ribs. They catch a lot of elbows. They just do. And so if you look, Braden Smith always wears one. TKR was wearing one as well. And I think TKR usually wears one, but we're noticing right now because we're kind of sensitive to it. He's doing fine. He just got roughed up a little, and I think he got the equivalent of just getting hit directly on his hip in practice. That's why he was hurt last week. So he's okay. Need to be in verse says, I just checked. Ken Pom and Purdue's defense dropped to 50 from 45. Am I nuts for thinking that seems low? Absolutely. But that's okay. Who cares? Like, this is the funny thing about when your team's this good, I think everybody knows that watches Purdue. Everybody knows who saw the Alabama game. Everybody knows who's seen this team as the By the way, Coca-Cola has gone away from polar bears to squirrels. What the hell are they doing? Squirrels, that's not as cute as a polar bear. Ridiculous decision, Coca-Cola. Sorry. Jay loves it when I do the sidebar and I leave the topic, but I'll do that. Thomas Wichlinski says, with Clough, TKR, and Jacobson, Smith can wheel and deal. Smith has a great chance to be the all-time NCAA assist leader. He does, and I think what we say, he has to average 8.5 or something assists. He's doing well. He's on that tear. He's on that pace. He's in a good position to do it. But still, it's a lot of work. It's a long season. So, but man, he makes everybody better. He really does. Karen Grulock says, Team Fletcher, so happy for, oh gosh darn it. Thanks Karen. Matt Painter got his 500th victory. I mean, I what the hell? Like, it was in my notes to talk about that first. That was Painter's 500th victory. He is the 7th fastest coach all time to win 500 games. So the 7th fastest in that many games. I think he's in 720 games. So 220 losses, 500 wins. That's a big deal. It's a fun night. A lot of good stuff happening. Like, basketball is just the antithesis of football right now. There's so many good things, so many reasons to have good feelings when you watch the game, so many reasons to want to tune in. So very good. Thanks, Karen, for reminding me. Akoldi reminds me that the tournament is in the Bahamas. Thank you. Yeah, last year was San Diego, right? So this year's Bahamas, and that's another one. I would like to go to one of these. I don't know why any of you guys won't just buy me airfare. It just seems ridiculous that hadn't happened yet. Cameron Riggs says, "Do you think we will get to keep Meyer another year?" Yes, I do. Yeah, I think he's here for 2 years, and I think he's gonna be in the NBA. Yeah, thanks to Akoldi, not San Diego. I know. Don't have to hit me when I'm down. Let's see. Concrete Guy says, it's our natty to win this year. Deep, skilled, Braden leading. This is our year. I'm just going to caution everybody. Again, I know what Painter said. I know about all the interviews. I know the expectations are high. I know the Final Four is in Indianapolis. I hear the media. But I also would say this is a lot harder than just being really, really good. This is a lot harder than just being a top 5 team all year. It's a lot harder than being a Big Ten champ, because that's a broader cross-section of work. A single elimination tournament is really hard to win. I don't care who you are. I mean, granted, Purdue could get rolling here and we could see this team as the fully dominant version of what this team could look like as they dial in and they get better. Like we keep saying, it's not a fully baked product yet. It's not a fully baked pizza or a cookie, whatever. It's a little bit undercooked still, but you're starting to see it now. You're starting to see the expectation that it could be something very, very special. So no doubt about it. The idea of saying it's our natty, for instance, watch Houston. I watched Houston play Auburn today, and they struggle with Auburn. And Houston's really, really good. They're number 1 right now. They shouldn't be, but they're number 1. Who knows if they will be tomorrow? Who cares? Auburn's still pretty good. Alabama, you saw them play last week, is really, really good. There's a lot of really good basketball teams. There's a lot of really good players out there. There's a lot of guys that could just go off in a game like Carson Edwards did. Remember, that Purdue team that went to the Final 8 with Carson Edwards on it was not a great basketball team. They just got hot at the right time. They were playing their best basketball in the NCAA tournament. And it's that simple, right? You kind of hope your seeding is high enough that you're not playing a team that has the ability to beat anybody on any night until the round of 16 or round of 8. But you just don't know, right? So I'm not going to tell what you guys, your thoughts or your predictions should be. You do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, enjoy the process because it's a special team. Andy Ide says garlic fries are a delicacy. Yes, they are. And I can tell you that it was a funny note up here in a second. Jay Money's going to talk here. He has a comment, but Jay's son called them. He said they were garlic with potatoes on them. So I think he said they were garlic with potato as the accoutrement. And it was funny. There was a ton of garlic on these things, and yeah, he was right. They were very garlicky fries, which that's the way I prefer them. So Jack Leonard 22, J Money says, this time you literally were distracted by a squirrel on TV. I'm glad you brought that up. And yes, I was literally distracted by a squirrel. I mean, it's a cute squirrel. Don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola, but anybody can do this AI crap now, right? you get rid of the polar bears now. I guess now it's easier for everybody. So you say we're not going to rest on our laurels with the polar bears have been part of the Coca-Cola ad campaign during Christmas time for what, 30 years? Come on, why are you barreling those? I like the baby polar bear. So thanks for bringing that up, Jay. Trey B says, have you watched Braden Smith's Running Point podcast with Sleepers Media? It's pretty entertaining hearing from him. I don't advertise for anything, but Braden Smith is, it was pretty good. I've watched it. I think it's been twice. Yeah, I watched it. So yeah, I have watched it, and I like Braden Smith. How about that? Is that good? Jerry Huff says, having seen Painter play under Katie and have signed a schedule card, I love seeing him succeed so much. Having seen Painter play under Katie. Yeah. So on my wall, I don't know if you guys can see this. You can't. You can see the top of this frame right here. But Jay had an idea. Jay Money had an idea. BSJ. That he was gonna get a picture of Katie and Painter autographed and get it on his wall. And so I did the same thing. And I got a picture. I'll show it to you guys sometime. It's I got it off eBay from a collector shop. It's Katie coaching Painter, and both of them have signed it. It's in black and white. It is awesome. It's awesome. And it just shows the family, the culture, the whole thing. The reason we love Purdue basketball so much, these two guys absolutely define the program. So it's a great time to be a fan of Purdue basketball. No doubt about it. Marshall Briggs says, not even thinking about anything beyond next game. These guys are having fun. This is a good attitude, man. And I'm here for it. Enjoy this magical ride, guys. One game at a time, boiler up. I agree, Marshall. I hope everyone embraces that idea, because every game is fun. I mean, gosh, it's a Sunday night game versus Akron, and that was really enjoyable stuff. Like just entertaining, right? You leave smiling. You're like, man, okay, let's do it again. So 4 days, you get to do it again. So Trey BS has Antoine West redshirted yet. I talked about that. You missed the intro, Trey. But I think that he has not made it official, but I think he is redshirting. So even though he is dressing for every game, and he's even keeping his warm up off, you watch. So I think he's acting like, yeah, if you want to put me in, coach, I'm in. He will burn his shirt. I don't think Painter's doing that. I think there's a back and forth with these guys and with Antoine's family. I think that's the way Painter does it. And out of his best interest, Antoine's best interest, and if you listen to some of the pressers and some of the weekly presser stuff of Painter, he's sending out signals saying, this is a good thing for you, Antoine. And I don't think Antoine's completely on board yet. He will be. Andy in Colorado says, it's been a golden age for Purdue basketball for years now. Yeah, and it's not over. M3 Adjuster says, keep it up. Coach has to keep it up. I don't know what you're saying there. Sorry. Burley El Segundo, love the name. Burley El Segundo says, Omer looks and moves like a creative player. Yeah. That's also very good. Yes, he does. The thing I love about watching Meyer play is when he's in traffic and when he's absorbing contact, how good he is at keeping the dribble alive and then getting deep into the defense, forcing them to make a decision to drop a guy off or to add a double or triple team, and then he finds somebody. I love it. The other thing he's awfully good at, he did it quite a few times, where he'll drive, kick out, move without the ball, and be open on the elbow and bomb a three. He's very entertaining. Let's see. Let's see if there's anybody. T1D Steve says 103 people and only one like. Oh, only one like. The man went West Coast to Indiana to pull this off. Yeah, I think you're just saying there's a lot of people on here and we only have one like. It'll be fine. I don't do this for the likes. You probably already know that. I do it for this. Honestly, this is the best part. Interacting with you guys. So I don't think I read this comment, and I don't know if I read one of Adam P. So I want to go way up here. Adam P. said, this is snarky, probably going to surprise so many people that Ryan Walters used to coach at Purdue. Yeah, exactly. The broadcasters wanted you to know last night that there was an old knife to grind, right? Broadcasters want us all to know several times. Yeah, I heard that, and obviously I wasn't listening or watching the telecast, and I will not go back and watch that game. I'm really not in much of a mood to watch a lot of press stuff with Odom either. I need to get over that, just because I still have a quasi commitment that I'm going to keep talking about football until the season's over. But yeah, I'm not in much of the mood. I'm really not. And you guys probably, you could see it last night, and I'm reflecting a lot of what you guys are thinking. I'm not fully apathetic yet because I'm still going to games. Like I said, I went to the Ohio State game. I went to the frickin' the game out in Washington. I'm going to the bucket and going to try to stay in there as long as I can. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. So, all right, I think that's it. I think 30 minutes, that's good enough. I gotta make these more 20-minute games, more 20-minute post games. That's going to be my goal this season, is to be a little bit more efficient. Since we're going to be turning these quickly, games are going to be coming all the time. I'll try to get the post games done in 20 minutes and still get a feel of what everybody's talking about here in the comments. I was better at it a year ago, at just kind of going through and picking instead of getting every comment. So, yeah. Thanks to everybody. Thank you, Jerry, for the comment. And thanks to everybody for tuning in. And thanks for dealing with us last night, Jay, Anish, and I, as we were all lamenting that loss. But the good news, the great news is better days are ahead, and they're already here in the form of basketball. I hate saying that. I hate saying you move through football and you get to basketball because you're really not enjoying the time for what it is. I really do hate that. But we are here, and it is pretty damn fun. So God bless you. Hammer down. Talk to you soon. Purdue is 4-0. We'll see you in 3-4 days. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow. We have some sort of handsome hour tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to have. But we'll have some sort of handsome hour. We're going to talk about stuff, and you'll see us tomorrow. Talk soon.